They call these dying lands the Divide, a bitter waste born from a terrible disaster. Only scavenger tribes remain. All hopes rest with those who undertake a perilous journey. Guided by an arcane prophecy, they seek salvation among the ruins. None have succeeded. And yet, again, one of the tribe's youngest has volunteered for the voyage. Abby's canoe runs aground upon the deserted shore. She adjusts the dials on her crude comms unit.
I've reached the other side. It feels haunted.
You are entering the Divide, Abby. The tombland of a dead people. You'll find many echoes of their downfall. Be careful. There is danger in the ruins.
I'm ready for it, Amitai.
Others went before, believing the same. The Divide takes much from those who enter. But only those humbled by their ordeals can broker peace with the gods. Hurry now.
The channel clicks off. Abby begins her march across the Divide's deadlands. She had endured the blackened water for many hours in this scrap-whittled canoe. An old vessel rots on the shore, left behind by those who had gone before her and never returned. The elders warned Abby about the vicious guardians, Despite her powers, it is not easy to control them. The cliff tops ahead echo with more anguished shrieks. The wind beats against a withered tree rising from the cliff edge ahead. Its prominent outline, visible from afar, had guided Abby from the tribe's enclave shelter to these shores. Abby's comms unit emits a sharp crackle. For the first time in days, she hears her father's voice.
I can't push the fear from my mind, Abby.
Don't worry, Father. My powers are stronger now than when I left. I'll resist the god's toll.
I hope you're right. Those who went before couldn't do it. All that their minds held was taken from them in the Divide. The gods showed no mercy.
The strongest must attempt the crossing. There's no other way.
I always feared you would volunteer one day. After Isaac left, you became so focused on your training. Your powers grew quickly.
My Isaac is not why I volunteered.
It was always hard for you to speak about him. The Divide has already taken so much from you.
I try not to think about it. I should keep moving.
Abby stifles a tear, breaking the otherwise hollow silence. She repacks her comms unit and resumes her progress. The vast structure before Abby awes her, an immense fortress laid to waste. Its steps bear the words, "We who master Oblivion, master our fate." What remains of the crumbling ruin suggests otherwise. Abby wonders what sort of disaster befell these people. Why had the gods punished them so?
You near the first of the sacred monoliths. Follow their waypoints to the home of the vengeful gods. There you must deliver our atonement.
None of the others made it that far.
None mastered the Elohim as you have.
Not even Isaac.
He was strong like you, but
it still wasn't enough. He didn't make it.
You must not allow grief to distract you, Abby. Hurry now. There are many challenges ahead.
Amitai suspends the comms transmission. Abby surveys the damaged hangar, plotting her traversal. Balancing her footing, Abby peers into the chasm. Sliced steel and churned concrete spiral without end into the hellish abyss. Every rupture and break testifies to a previous encounter with some unfathomable and unforgiving force. again, Abby feels the uneasy effects of the rock totem's proximity. The throbbing pain at the back of her skull twists yet again as her Elohim senses sharpen further. An imposing monolith rises from a clearing in the rubble. Abby approaches the hallowed form. Slowly, she reads the script etched into its facade.
The peace had lasted for millennia. It had been so long that the humans began to forget the immense power of the gods watching over them. Then, deep within the ground, the Oblion was discovered. The Oblion offered the humans what they had always wanted most, a life without death. The Oblion crystals were the ancient remains of the gods' ancestors. But the humans, encouraged by its intoxicating power, ignored this warning. They seized the Oblion for their own ends.
Abby absorbs the monolith's testimony as she walks. A vision of it swells in her mind. What had unleashed this flood of ruin? She tries not to think about Isaac, but his absence weighs upon her with the ache of an amputation. 2 years had done nothing to change that. Abby examines the abandoned weapon aimed at the skies. The detritus of a battlefield always speaks louder of the vanquished than the victors. An earth-torn gorge of rock flanks Abbey's path on either side. Its jagged edges have withstood a shattering bombardment.